and did this, he ran and did that, and they don't have to be perfect, right? Just like we have the management center here under the name of our brother. Okay, that person don't have to be perfect. Benjamin Franklin wasn't perfect. Definitely old Tom with his red freckle face self, he wasn't. And old George, can you imagine they got those guys as paragons of virtue and they own 300 slaves apiece or more? Can you imagine? And they got liberty written everywhere. Liberty, liberty, liberty. Like, you know, and they got niggas down there walking around talking about the last liberty man there, right? Okay. The last thing I want to say is we have to have a lot of real good patience and stability, because to help the world, it's going to take, in our time, we live 100 years, personally, we'll still be just getting started. We're just getting started. In other words, 25 years from now, we'll just be getting started. Okay, are there any questions or any comments about, I'll outline more about Oakland and the return there, and maybe we might even talk about Armenia and Agora about it.
Right, yeah.
Just for the heck of it. They think niggas don't know nothing about this stuff. They don't. They think, and they don't. Them, they are relatives. They don't even know where it is. Okay. Are there any questions? Any comments?
So I guess you're looking for us to kind of, I guess, recruit more and get more people involved, because we're a small group, but in order to do the work, we got to. We're going to need more people to do that work, right? Is that kind of right?
That's part of it, but y'all should be preparing to teach. That means you be taking more notes, and you be, and what have you.
Okay.
All of us should have a notebook, like I take these notes, I do a double thing, triple thing. For instance, I write all this stuff out right here on this paper. Mm-hmm. Then I take this paper and I put it in a notebook.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. But I also copy these. I have a copier, so I copy all of this, like you see every time you get something, it's a copy, it's a bad copier, but it's still, you can read it, right? So I copy the stuff, and then I put the permanent stuff, if I go over these 2, 3 pages, I might take one page worth of the stuff right here and put it in a notebook. The stuff is important, I don't have to keep everything. But I do have everything, because I got all this copied and I got it folders and everything. So, because when you teach people, you're going to have proof. You have to have proof. You know what you're talking about. Well, 15 years ago, the great Imam Musa, he taught us this, and here's what it says, right? Everybody else got a great shape. You could call me the great Musa, Houdini, whatever you like. It doesn't make me a difference. You can call me a nigga. But you can put everything on, you can just say whatever you want, right? During our studies, you got to remember, just like Brother Tufel said, Brother Tufel said, I don't have no, not fear, or I don't have no nothing about these sheikhs out here.
Yeah, you know, inferiority complex.
Yeah, I don't care nothing about them. They know more than we do. But because you got to realize, we went through over 20 years of detail. People don't realize, remember our reading lists and stuff we had? In our classes, we went through tons of fiqh, history, everything. We went through all of that. Yeah. For years, the Tuesday night class was a study. We went through that. Yeah, we went through it in detail. Okay. So in the future, okay, y'all will have to be teaching people this stuff. And especially the first go round, they're gonna be on your case.
I can only imagine.
The first cycle of teaching, they just try you to see if you know. That first cycle of teaching, well, Imam Musa, what about such and such? That's a good question. We'll deal with that. Come on back next week. I put it down, and I go research everything. They're gonna sharpen you up. After you teach one class, you're sharp as a tack, because they're going to make sure you're sharp. They're going to ask all the questions to make sure you know. They can ask questions they don't want to have no knowledge of. They don't care. But they want to make you go look for it or make you say something, right? They do that. That's what they do. They're training you. That's what Brother Tufel said. Hey, man, that's what all the tafsir of Quran books and all of that. Hey, man, that is such a privilege to study all of that stuff, right? And know where it is, and you know what I mean? And be able to expound on it. So it was tafsir of Quran, not recitation. Go anywhere. It ain't recitation, right? Whether they know what they said or not, it's not important. Many Hafiz of Quran have no idea what they're saying. The best reciters in the world come from Indonesia and Malaysia, and they don't have any idea. I mean, some of them do, but those best reciters, they may know and they may not know what they're saying. Oh yeah, all you have to do, the rules of reading the Quran are Ifqam, Ifqab, all of those rules. But when you, all that's written. Yeah. And you learn those rules and you're a perfect reciter. You just don't know what you're saying. That's the first thing that they learn, the rules of recitation. Yeah. Not what you're saying. We stay in tafsir, we stay in, it's simple stuff. Like if we give a lecture, we'll say, yeah, the brothers was up one night, and they was about when the revelation comes in stages and what have you. So drinking, if it's bad for you, there's some good in it. But the bad outweighs good, so. Then there's other, right, as you go along. Right? Then it's totally forbidden. The shaitan is there, right? Why? The brothers is up reciting Quran. They got up after dinner. They reciting, the brother is saying anything that come to his mind, which is nothing because he's drunk. And then, so they said, that's good in it. Because alcohol, wine, it has some, digestive stuff, helps you break that down. But by the time you get drunk, then at one of the shows, the Negroes and the Arabs, they up at night. And the guy talks about the other one's mama playing the dozens. Well, how do you say, heritage, talking about his heritage. That is mama.
Right, yeah.
So you know the jawbones of a jackass? Those are like weapons. You know the jawbone, what's left? I mean, Samson whooped a lion or something with a jawbone of an ass, and he might have killed 1,000 Philistines with a jawbone of an ass, jackass. They might exaggerate. But the jawbone, you see them skeletons? You know, the jawbone of a jackass still got the teeth in there. You crack a joke upside the head with that, boy, he gonna be in trouble. So the brother's talking about his family. So he cracked him up, the other brother upside the head with the jawbone, you know, the jackass. Okay, we know that because we read the tafsir of Quran. Other people recite, they may not even know that. So which one is more important, your perfect recital or you know why this happened so you can implement? I will close with this. So far, our implementation is better than anybody else's. And I'm just saying that because of the history, right? If you go back historically, it is to prove itself that the reciters have not outdone us, the implementers of Quran and Hadith. Okay, so you'll have to teach people. And that is the greatest privilege that you can have, is to help people understand what's going on in the world. That, don't worry about them. They making you uncomfortable and teasing you and stuff like that. Don't worry about it. You get a chance, after a while, they won't be doing that. Because pretty soon, first go around, oh, they harassing you, but you done studied, you went back and you studied everything, right? Then you come back and you're ready for them. And then they start asking real questions. And guess what? Since you was looking for one thing, you found the real questions too. Like, you ever lose something in the house and you go around looking for it and you find, man, there's my what's the name? It's been there for 5 years. And you, right? Yeah. Since you lost something, you go looking for it. That's the way knowledge is too. And you go looking for things, and you don't even know that you didn't learn it. But when somebody asks you, you got it. That's the beauty of this education. So, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Was that all the questions?
Yeah, that, well, I don't know.
No, if you got another, just go ahead.
Well, it was, no, that's just Khadija on YouTube. Yeah, it's just, she's just doing her thing on YouTube.
Oh, the lady?
The lady, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's our friend. I got a couple of messages from them.
Oh, okay.
You know, if we mentioned we're coming back to Oakland.
Right, yeah.
Oh, we're going to automatically get
it. Yeah, she going to crank up again on
that's okay. That's okay.
I'll go ahead and cut everything.
Remember, those